Hello, everybody, and welcome to a March of the Machine draft. I'm playing in the early access event, so huge shout out to Wizards of the Coast for giving me a free preview account. And today we're going to be doing a quick draft, which will let me have all the time I need to talk about the cards in the pack and make a good decision so you can be ready for your own drafts. If you do enjoy this video, let me know, and I'll make more of them. And if you're interested in more of a draft guide style video, I do have one of those already made with top comments, archetype overviews, and things like that. Okay, so when you're opening your first pack, there are some things to keep in mind in this set. First of all, there's always going to be one of these Multiverse Legends cards. They're uncommons, rares, or mythics, and there's one of them per pack, and they have this cool artwork, so that's how you'll be able to identify them. There's also always going to be one battle in the pack. So in this case, our rare is our battle, Invasion of Fiora. And then there's just going to be like the number of uncommons, so like 1, 2, 3, 4 uncommons here, and then the rest of them are commons. So let's get to it first. And battles are always going to be uncommons, rares, or higher. So Invasion of Fiora is our rare. It can destroy all legendary creatures or all non-legendary creatures. And in most cases, that's going to kill all of the non-legendary creatures, which is everything on the battlefield. And then if you do manage to attack this down or kill it in some other way, you get a very powerful card, Marchesa, Resolute Monarch, 3/6 Menace, Death Touch. Menace and Death Touch is a very good combo because they're going to have to multi-block it because it's got Menace, and then they'll kill both two things. And yeah, you can remove counters for things which can kill incubate tokens that have flipped. Incubate tokens are these things, which turn into Phyrexians. So they're 0/0s, but they have +1/+1 counters on them, and so Marchesa can just kill them straight up. And you can draw some cards, which is nice too. So this card's pretty strong in the right build. There's also Norn's Inquisitor, which I really like because it's a 2-drop that kind of fits into a lot of shells. It fits into decks that care about counters. It fits into decks that care about knights. It fits into decks that care about transforming a little bit. And overall, just a really nice 2-drop that makes your Phyrexian stuff better. There's also decks that care about Phyrexians. Captive Weird, also a good card. It's a cheap blocker that can flip and get you some card advantage when it does so. So that's a nice little option. Rimosian Greatsword, it's a little bit weaker than these other ones we've looked at, but it definitely has its uses because if you are playing the sort of deck that can get this out, it's got Convoke. And so you're going to be playing a bunch of little creatures to convoke it out, and then you can turn any of your creatures, like even just a 1/1 becoming a 4/2 trample, does a lot of work, and it only costs 2 to equip, so that's pretty nice. Valduk, a little bit weaker because there's not really an equipment theme in this set, but you can certainly make it work sometimes. Tangled Skyline, gaining 5 is nice, and Incubate 5 can be pretty big for some decks, but it's a little bit slow for my taste, but giving all of your guys reach can be good. It's kind of like Sliver-esque when you give all your Phyrexians reach. This guy's nice for the ones you're in the sort of incubate deck. It's just worse than Norn's Inquisitor, though, if I wanted to go that way. Same thing with Infected Defector, even worse. Like, it goes like boom, boom, boom. Expedition Lookout, mostly just useful if you have a chance of milling your opponent so it can attack. If it's just a 2/3 defender for 2, that's not very good. Eye of Katakis, I have yet to see someone play this in my couple drafts that I've done in this early access event, but it does seem like it has potential in certain decks, and so it's a card I've got my eye on to try out, because it could be potentially powerful, 3/3 that replaces itself and draws a card. Like if you play this and then attack with your Attentive Skyward and flip it, that's pretty nice. Informant, just solid little card. It gets the job done. Shadow the Source, also a card I haven't really seen played that much, but definitely seems like it could have some potential. And then Cosmic Hunger is a great green common. I love this card. And Fertilid's Favor is reasonable, but it's kind of one of those ones that does too much and then gets punished for it because it doesn't like do any one thing particularly well, which makes it hard to fit into your deck sometimes. But here I think it's between the Invasion of Fiora, the Norn's Inquisitor, and probably the Captive Weird. I think those are the 3 best cards in the pack. I'm leaning towards the Norn's Inquisitor because it just seems like a really cool 2-drop, and I'm not sure how relevant this is because the problem with expensive board wipes is you kill everyone's creatures, and then because it costs 6 mana, your opponent has the chance to rebuild first. And I'm not sure how easy it will be to start mounting an attack on the Invasion of Fiora and start actually flipping the battle if you're the one that like kills all the creatures and then they get to deploy their stuff first. So I think Norn's Inquisitor is going to be my pick, though I wouldn't fault someone for taking this card. Captive Weird is another option. I could see a world where it's hard to know which colors are best at this point, but if blue was like way better than white, I could see like this being like a tiebreaker for this kind of pick, or even if red was like way better than everything else. But yeah, I'm going to try the Norn's Inquisitor. We'll see where it leads us. Okay, and now we see a very interesting thing right off the bat, and that is Jegantha the Wellspring. So in that Multiverse Legends slot in the pack is a Jegantha, and Jegantha is a companion, which means it does add some complexity, but it means that if no card has more than one of the same mana symbol in its mana cost, I can companion this card and always have access to like a 5 mana 5/5 that I can like bring to my hand at any time, which is a very powerful thing to be able to do in limited. And by one pip in its cost, it basically means just like no double pipped cards. So this pack doesn't even have a single double pipped card. There's no like green green or red red or white white cards in this pack, and so that means that if I played red white or white green, because this is a hybrid mana cost, I could fit Gigantha in as a companion, which could be very very powerful just having a 5/5. There's also Elvish Vatkeeper, which kind of fits with Norn's Inquisitor if I was going for a 3-color Phyrexian deck, but I don't think that's generally how it works out. You generally play 2 colors. Ichor Drinker is a nice little aggressive card for a Phyrexian deck. There's Cosmic Hunger, again, as we already discussed. There's Angelic Intervention as another good white card to follow up the Norn's Inquisitor, because you can just protect your creature and like get a counter to boot, which plays well with maybe counters, synergies. I think we're going to take the Gigantha, though. This card is very powerful. Let's just talk about some of the other cards in the pack that I didn't get to. Nizumi Freewheeler, fine if you're caring about milling, but generally just a little bit. 4 mana 3/3s need a little bit of help. This card, you really need to be heavy on battle synergies. I have tried playing this card, and if you need to have battles for your cards to work, it's fine, but it generally is a little bit like you kind of need to make sure you balance your battles and how many creatures you play. And this is a sort of card where it's sometimes better to just have a creature. We already talked about that. This card can do good work if you have a transform deck. And then this card's pretty cool. I haven't seen it in play yet, but I like the design a lot. It's cool artwork. Artwork does make a difference in like, oh man, I want to try that card. But if it's not good, I still won't strategically play it. Flywheel Racer, interesting, but I don't really count this as reliable mana fixing because if you don't have any other creatures, it can't fix your mana. And then this card's pretty reasonable. Well, we're going to take the Gigantha here. This gives us a lot of flexibility. It gives us a little bit of a direction, but as you can see, there's once again another pack where there's not a single like punish for it. There's not a single double pipped card in this pack. So yeah, Gigantha can fit into a lot of decks. And this pack is interesting because there's nothing that really jumps out to me. Wrath Weatherlight Stalwart is pretty nice because he can just draw you some cards if you're able to go wide a little bit. It doesn't fit with Gigantha, though. Halo Forager, another good card. We don't have to play the Gigantha path. We can just see what we shall see. But yeah, Halo Forager, another really strong card if you're playing a more graveyard-centric deck. You can cast cards from either graveyard. It just says a graveyard, so you can cast instants and sorceries from your opponent's graveyard with this, too. Oh, this is more of a sideboard card, I think. You can sometimes play it to give all your stuff hexproof, but it's mostly just good against black and red like creatures, because that's pretty devastating if you prevent all the damage their stuff does and doesn't stop any of yours. Alabaster Host Intercessor can go well with the Norn's Inquisitor, but it's a bit expensive. There's some blue cards. I don't think this is particularly good. It's a little bit slow. Moment of Truth, a little bit slow as well. It's good for digging for certain things. And then this card's pretty nice. I think turning something into a 4/3 and replacing itself is just a nice card. Failed Conversion can do some good work. I had some experience with this card. And then Reasonable, okay fixing if you need it, / ramp, like kind of clunky 5-drop, and then like just mediocre 3 land. I think Wrath is my consideration, especially because it plays pretty nicely with Norn's Inquisitor, because you make 2 creatures for 1 essentially with this, and then Wrath can like start working his magic. Halo Forager is another option, but it's like a color combination that makes me abandon both of my first picks, and so I think I'm going to take the Wrath here. Interesting start to the draft so far. And now we see, okay, first of all, the first card that jumps out to me is Order of the Mirror, as a 2-drop that fits into a Knight's deck pretty well. And I already have 2 other cards. This is a Knight. This card is blue-white, so it could fit into a Knight's deck, and then this is kind of a Knight as well. So this is the card that's jumping out to me right off the bat as another 2-drop Knight that I could potentially be interested in. The other cards that I'm looking at are Skittering Surveyor. For more of a mid-rangey deck, Skittering Surveyor is exactly what you want. It's great for fixing your mana, so I could like play this and then like even splash Gigantha as my companion. And as you see, there's still not a single card that punishes me for the Gigantha pick. Like there's still no double pipped cards. Double pipped is like if this was like 3 blue or something. Temporal Cleansing, by the way, pretty reasonable card. I think it's worse than Order of the Mirror right now, just because I'm getting my 2-drops sorted and I don't really have any Convoke payoffs. Invasion of Kaladesh, pretty nice, making a 1/1 that can then chip in and potentially... The Aether Wing can be very strong. Oh, artifacts you control. I thought it was creatures, my bad. It's at least a 1/4. But it is worse if you if it's just artifacts. Yeah, for some reason I thought that was creatures. Yeah, it's an okay card, but it's not the best overall. This card's a bit slow. Inga is kind of like, if you really have something you want to dig to, it's nice, but generally it's like, you'll sometimes be able to set it up to draw 3 cards, and that's a nice threat of activation type thing, but overall, I think it's between Order of the Mirror and Skittering Surveyor, and because it's still early in the draft, I think blue might be open, because we're seeing like a few blue cards here. Green probably isn't open, because we don't see a single green card in this entire pack. Similarly, like, maybe black isn't open because there's like only this guy left, or white isn't open because this thing, but it's still early on. And Skittering Surveyor is always going to make my deck better, which I really like. It's a close pick though, because getting another 2-drop Knight could be valuable, but I'm going to take the Surveyor. It just almost always just does what you need it to do. Okay. Again, not a single green card in this pack. So I think it's safe to say at this point that I'm not going to be playing green. Because if I pick 5 and 2 packs in a row I haven't seen a single green card, that's probably getting cut off. Daxos is a very good card, though. Just gains you so much life and can grow very large. Angelic Intervention's also nice. Halo Forager, Omen Hawker. Omen Hawker is mostly used to like pay for transform abilities on your creatures. There's not a transform card in this pack that I can show off. It can transform your incubator tokens. It can be used for like Raph's ability. It's got some good uses. This red card mediocre. This red card solid if you care about having early drops. And then, yeah, Drag Recycler is just mediocre. This card's like mediocre. Not very good. I don't love it. Daxos is my main consideration because I do already have some white cards. And other than that, Halo Forager is also kind of an option if I wanted to try and dip my toes into black. I think I'm going to take the Daxos, though. Daxos is really good. It just gains you a lot of life. Yarok the Desecrated. That's a sweet card. So it would involve switching directions a little bit, but I could probably play blue-black and splash green to get Yarok in there. And then I do have Skittering Surveyor to help with my mana. I would then be able to play Giganta. Are there any other good cards in this pack? The only other good card in this pack is Skittering Surveyor, and I already have one of those. It would involve abandoning both my Daxos and my Norn's Inquisitor and my Wrath. But it does fit well with some cards. Like, this guy does play well with it, or I guess he's not the right colors for it. What else would I even take out of this pack? I could take Scroll Shift or Skittering Surveyor. White does seem to be open, which is why I'm like a little reticent to just dive into the Yarok plan. I think I'll just take Skittering Surveyor and keep my options more open. Now there is a Tarkir Dune Shaper. Relatively late Merciless Repurposing. There's a Shanna Sisei's Legacy, which is nice, but again, green didn't seem open. This is a Human Scout. Inspiring Charge is more for like if you really have a go wide deck. We're seeing red and white cards here, and then there's the Merciless Repurposing, which black has seemed open. So we could try to play white-black. This card can do some stuff. During Bond Warden. Charge. I think I'll take the Repurposing. I think this is just a really good removal spell. We could try to play white-black and then some Phyrexian stuff. So far, we've kind of just been sticking to white. This is a pretty nice 2-drop. It attacks pretty heavily in the late game. There's also Rayav, which, if we have equipments in our deck, it'll be very good. Aerial Boost, reasonable combat trick. Alabaster Host Sanctifier, just a nice 2-mana 2/2 lifelink. It might be better than the Sunblessed Guardian, because you're not transforming this all that often, and the life gain definitely matters in the early turns. Again, white is seeming open. We're seeing 3 white cards here. Let's check our curve real quick. We have a couple of 2-drops, and they're both white ones. And, yeah. And this is like white-blue. But getting another white 2-drop seems like a good deal here. Artistic Refusal can be pretty good as well if you have enough Convoke stuff. Just like if you're countering a spell and then drawing a card, essentially, but even better, like draw 2, discard 1, then that's a pretty nice card to have access to. I don't think red-white is where we haven't seen any great red cards, I don't think. But we definitely have been seeing white and then some blue and some black. So we're kind of choosing our second color. But for now, I think we'll take the Sanctifier over the Guardian and then like over like these random blue cards as well. It's worth noting that if you have two creatures, like a white one and a normal, another not white one, then you can like cast this by just tapping those creatures. You don't need to have mana. You can use Convoke for colored sources. I get that question sometimes. Okay, and now there's Attentive. This is the pack that wield, so we can kind of get a little bit of a sense. Valduk wield, which makes sense because there's not really any equipment synergies. Attentive Skywarden wield, and this guy wield. So those were the only other white cards in the pack. And then I have Gitaxius wield, which is potentially cutesy with like some of our Phyrexian like flippy stuff, like get the extra counter from this thing if it flips. I think we'll take the Skywarden. They'll get us a Phyrexian flyer that can help us with our flipping stuff. There's also Shadow the Source as removal, this guy. If we wanted to lean towards red a little bit, but I think we'll take the Skyward. And wheeling Angelic Intervention is pretty good as well. This is a really good combat trick. Just gives you a lot of stuff. The fact that it can even do colorless if your opponent has some really big guys is really nice as well. Right now, we're very flexible. We can kind of go any direction here, so if we open something in pack 2 that's really good, we're in good shape. And we'll take this guy now. Just keep taking the white cards. A Scroll Shift. Order of the Mirror Wield. Maybe blue-white is on the menu. I think we'll take the Order of the Mirror because getting a 2-drop for like an aggressive Knights deck could be better than getting Scroll Shift, which is a little bit more like cutesy, finicky stuff. That you can do some cool stuff with it, but you only ever really want like one Scroll Shift in your deck, I feel like. And this is a good chance to get a good 2-drop for my Knights deck. And we get another Angelic Intervention. We got the Yarok back anyway. That's super funny. I guess folks don't want this. This is with the bots, I guess, as well. Okay, well, this is one of the rewards of staying so open, because this card is absolutely absurd. So this costs 7, but you can Convoke it. So let's say you have 2 creatures in play. So that on turn 5, you cast this, and it just comes in as a 5-mana 10/10 Ward 2 Trampler. And it can do even more crazy stuff than that. So I think we'll take the Ancient Imperial Sword, and then just like... We know that green was not open pack 1. That's just something that's like a given. We didn't see a single green card, really. But we, I guess we can't Gigant the Companion if we play this card. This is a double pipped card, just for what it's worth. This is also a double pipped card. But this card feels absurd to me. And one thing you can do in draft sometimes is if you're deep enough in one color, like we are with white, you can sometimes play cards like this and then just like be accepting of the fact that you're probably going to be a majority white and then sometimes play this card. What else is even in this pack? There's Invasion of Eldraine. Kind of slow, but can do the job. Because discarding 2 is a little bit of a slow effect for 4 mana. Fearless Scald can hit for tons of damage. Finn, a cool card from Kaldheim that definitely is just nice as a 2-mana 1/3 Death Touch, with it even without the extra poison text. Elvish Vatkeeper, not really our direction because it requires green and black, but we already talked about a pretty reasonable card. I like this guy. Good Death Toucher early, and then it flips into a really nice card advantage creature. This is nice as a hexproof enabler, and also can be used for sacrifice synergies or convoke later. This card's a bit slow, but if you have enough tokens, can be nice. And then there's this bounce spell. We already have one Sanctifier. We would probably play another one. Skittering Surveyor is great. There's a blue-white land. Rotten Tail's a bit like small and not huge impact, but if you need a really curve out deck, you can use it. And then this card's pretty reasonable as well. But yeah, we're going to take the Imperial. So we might not play it, but it's a very good card. And now we see a C double. This card is more of a payoff for like a mill deck, but like being able to get like 2 creatures essentially for 4 mana, including whatever the biggest one they're just playing now is pretty nice. Goreclaw, really a big creature as well. Tiller of Flesh. Whenever you cast a spell that targets a permanent. So like this includes removal spells and combat tricks, and our deck has currently this would trigger it, and these 2 would trigger it, and that's kind of it. I think Goreclaw is definitely a card that we're interested in if we are playing this green version of the deck. There's this guy as well. There's this card, is just a white card that's pretty good, but we don't have the removal to back it up. And then there's the Invasion of Ulgrotha as a reasonable card. But I think black was relatively open. We're going to maybe be white-green, though. And this pack will just be the pack where we get all of the green cards for our deck. So I think we will take this guy. And now we can get Renata, Called to the Hunt. This is a pretty good card for our deck, potentially. This, like, Sculpted Perfection, because we do have some, like Phyrexian stuff, but I think that just getting all the green cards we need this pack is pretty important. There's another Skittering Surveyor. This Sandstalker Moloch is also great, because your opponent doesn't need to be blue-black. They just need to be blue or black, which is a large percentage of decks, and then you just get a huge, like, flash card advantage thing. This card's nice as well, if you are able to attack it down with flyers. It's a little bit slow and dinky, though. I like this card, too, because white-green is like a +1/+1 counter synergy deck, and we are kind of in a good shape to, like, take advantage of that, I think. This card can do work if you care about Convoking or Knights a lot, and then this guy is, like, pretty reasonable as well. It just gets, like, a creature into play that comes with +1/+1 counters. You can, like, snipe your opponent's incubator tokens and do all sorts of stuff to get a kind of a 2-for-1 out of it for just a 2-drop. I really like Renata, though. Okay, this pack doesn't really have what I'm looking for. There's, like, Emery is, like, a card that can, like, let me buy back my Skittering Surveyors. Invasion of Rhine. Skyclave Aerialist is actually a fantastic card. But we're not really blue anymore. Then there's this guy, and there's Phyrexian Awakening. I don't really want this guy. I think it's between the Phyrexian Awakening and just, like, then speculating on Skyclave Aerialist because it's such a good card. This is another double pip card. I'm not going to be companioning Giganta. I could try this card. There's also this thing. I think I'll try this guy. I'm going to definitely play white. And I'm going to almost certainly play green now that I have this guy. I guess I could still audible back to blue if I open a really good blue card. And I don't really like Phyrexian Awakening. This guy's pretty good. There's another Angelic Intervention. And there's this thing again. This guy's a bit expensive for my deck. I think I might just take the Angelic Intervention. This card's really good. There's also Tiller of Flesh. Power Forwarder. I'm not going to be playing that card at this point. I'm choosing between blue and white as my second color. I mean, not blue. Blue and green. White is my main color, I think. I don't think blue-green is feasible because green was not open pack 1. So I'm just going to be like, these are kind of the green cards I'm working with, like these 3 guys. And I have to decide whether that's worth it or not. I already have 2 copies of this. I think I'd rather just get another creature. It's either this guy or this guy. I think I'll take this guy. I think he's pretty good to have 1 copy of at least. Now I can get a Phyrexian Censor, a really nice 3-drop. Good for my kind of aggressive deck, at least aggressively slanted deck. This card's sweet if I cast, like, big spells. I don't have that many big spells, though. Cascade is a fun mechanic. Cosmic, Hunger is a good removal spell. I think this card's generally not something you're interested in just because you don't want to spend, like, your early turns, like, doing some minor filtering unless you really have something you care about. I guess I have the Ancient Imperiosaur, which is a card I do want to find, but I just don't know how often I need that card. We'll see, I guess, as the format progresses, but I like the Censor a lot. Okay, now there's a Serpent Blade Assailant, a Phyrexian Awakening, card that can give my stuff flying, a Fertilid's Favor. I could totally, like, splash blue for Wrath or something if I wanted to. Mutagen Connoisseur. I think I'll take the Assailant. Get myself a nice little Death Toucher. And Karuga the Macro Sage. I can't play it as a companion, but I could play it in my deck. Draw a card for each other permanent you control with mana value 3 or greater. That's just a nice little card. I have plenty of 3-drops that just sit and play. I can play it for cheaper with my Goreclaw. Copper Host Crusher. I still have another card I can play for cheaper with my Goreclaw. Lots of white cards. But yeah, we'll take Karuga. And now we get a Finn. Finn is just a really good card. Death Touch is just a really good mechanic in Limited. now, Fertiliz's favor. Maybe I go for ramp strategy. There's this guy as well. I could just take this guy. I don't think I need inspired charge. I think I can just win by playing big guys. I like the Sunder the Gateway. There's this thing. I could also play this, but I think I'll just take the Sky Warden. Maybe I do want to live a little. Yargle! Pack 3. Big pack. So we're going to cut our blue cards for now. See what we're working with here. I don't think we want just Gigantha randomly. This is a 20-card deck. So we just need a couple more white cards, and we're in good shape to go for this pack. Probably not going to see many green cards. Invasion of Segovia. All I can think of is Sokovia from Avengers. 2 1/1s, and then you can cast non-creature spells with Convoke. We don't have any really big non-creature spells. Phyrexian Awakening. Tetsuka is reasonable. Scout. Furnace Rain's more for sacrifice decks. There's a Tarkir Dune Shaper, which I like. It's like a 1/2 that can become a 4/3 trample. Just early game. This is a nice removal spell, but we're not anywhere close to playing it. This is a great removal spell as well. I think it's between this and maybe Blighted Burgeoning. The thing is, we don't really have any cards worth splashing in these other colors. They're all like early drops. I guess this card could be worth splashing, or Yarok or something. Yarok is good with some of these cards for sure. We'll take this guy, I think. Umori. Oh my gosh, we're just playing all of the companions. Oh my gosh, getting 3 companions is pretty funny. Umori is like a card that you can companion if you have like all cards of the same type. So if we had only creatures in our deck, which we're honestly kind of close to having all creatures, like we only have like a couple of non-creatures, we could totally companion Umori. There's also Phyrexian Censor. There's Tandem Takedown, which is a fantastic card. There's this guy, which is pretty good. I think Umori's nice. Also, it's funny to have all the companions. And could be a fun thing to try. I think having all creatures is kind of not the best, because you do need some interaction, usually. But a 4-mana 4/5 that makes your creatures cost less is also just, no joke, pretty good. What else is there in this pack? Pretty much Tandem Takedown and Phyrexian Censor. We'll take the Umori, though. You never know, maybe we'll live a little. Go for the vibes. This card's great in the right shell. As we expected, we're not going to see any black cards, any green cards really this pack. We could take a Golden Scale Aeronaut. Could take a Defector. But this card's really good. It just can, like, kill Incubator tokens, or it can, like, kill battles, essentially. We'll take this guy, I think. This is a nice removal spell. We don't really have removal, so this could be very good for us. There's also a nice 2-drop in the Wary Thespian. There's the Portent Tracker. There's another nice 2-drop for ramping purposes, but I will just take the Seal. Seal's also very good with Karuga. Nice little interaction with the Alabaster guy. This card's also pretty strong. It's more aggressive. I think we'll take the Alabaster guy as a nice top-end little interaction effect. Brutaclad is also absurd, but we're just miles from playing it. And now we get another good piece of interaction. I think our deck is really coming together, and I think I'm glad we're not going to companion the Umori. Because getting some interaction is going to give us a lot of extra play in the deck. This card's fantastic. I love it so much. Take another Sunder the Gateway, though. Captain Lannery Storm. At your service. Another 2-drop. And then we're just kind of filling out the deck now. Scroll Shift maybe does some stuff. I'm excited to see this deck in action. Wow. Nobody playing red-blue, I guess. Nobody playing red-blue, I guess. Or red-black, maybe. Okay. We ended up with a pretty sweet deck. We could probably companion more if we wanted to. We have enough playables. It's also just funny to have 3 companions in our deck. Ah, the server. Okay. We're not playing Yarok. Could play Blighted Burgeoning. We'll think about it. Could play Giganta. Not setting it as companion. Okay. Yeah, we want to be able to play like our Daxos and our Renata, and our Imperiosaur and stuff like that. Okay. So, what are the cards that we immediately want to cut? Well, first of all, I don't think we have enough incubator tokens to want this guy. So we'll just cut both of those instantly. This card's a very aggressive card, and we kind of have some nice mid-rangey elements. So I'm not sure we want that guy either. Tiller of Flesh cares about our stuff that targets 1 or more permanents, which is kind of funny because Seal doesn't technically target. I don't know if this targets. It probably does. This thing can target. I'm not sure how good the Tiller of Flesh is. It's a 4-mana 2/4 baseline, so if it ever makes anything, it's pretty nice. This targets. I think that targets as well. So Tiller of Flesh seems reasonable. Dune Shaper. The Guardian we could cut. This does could potentially get some +1/+1 counters. But also could just not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 2-drops and a 1-drop. Nice. Censor. We don't need Blighted Burgeoning. I think this card's just good in general. I don't love this card all the time. Even though it does play well with, like, this guy. Golden Scale Aeronaut can go. Giganta can go. So now we need to make 2 cuts. I think I can probably cut a land, because I have these 2 Plane Cyclers, and also I have these 2 Skittering Surveyors to help me hit my land drops. And then I just have to make 1 more cut. I kind of want to try the Intercessors, and they also help me cut my land, so let's see what our color distribution looks like. 15 to 8. We are a heavy white deck. Daxus is going to be hard to cast, but it's a very good card, so should be worth it. Is this card good for us? I don't think so. We don't have mostly Phyrexians. Okay, we'll make that cut. And we're not as aggressive as we started out. Okay. I think we'll try it like this. Lots of cool options we can tweak if we want to. How many non-creatures do we... Yeah, we have enough non-creatures. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, yeah. Cool deck. And, I will... Wait, what does it say? Just permanents? Can only contain cards. Okay, yeah, not permanents. Okay, cool. I'll see you folks in the games. Once again, thanks to Wizards for letting me make this video early. See you in the matches. If you have been enjoying my channel and my videos and would like to contribute towards the success of my content going forward, you can become a patron at patreon.com/NicolaiBolas. Patreon is a way for viewers to support the creators who they enjoy and gain access to some unique rewards in the process. So if you become a Nicolai Bolas patron, you'll gain access to my card-by-card tier list for March of the Machine with my thoughts on every single card in the set as an extra bonus resource. And you can also gain access to drafts with me and things of that nature. There's a host of cool rewards over at the Patreon, but above all, the funds go towards helping the channel grow and thrive. And so for a couple bucks, you can gain access to some extra stuff and also help the channel succeed. I'd like to give a special shout out to those who support the channel at the credits level. It really does make a big difference. And without further ado, let's get to the games. Welcome to round number 1. We are on the draw with a great hand. Finn can go the distance. Okay, we're going to start with planes, so if we do draw Daxos, we can play him. Always something to keep in mind when you're playing this sort of deck. Finn the Fangbearer. White-green matchup. Here we go. Oh, that is not good to see. That is a combo, as they say in the business. Going to get a forest. It is a little bit of a waste not to have a splash when you have two Skittering Surveyors, but it just gives you a lot of flexibility early, and so we're fine. Okay, that is problematic. Okay. We're going to get to really wreck them here. They're going to attack with everything. We're going to get to stop this thing from tapping Finn by giving it protection from white and then just eat their Brawler. Eat the Brawler. Sure. Oh, gosh. That's not ideal. That worked out. Oh, gosh. Man, these cards really showing how powerful they are. I'm going to ditch the Kami. And then I will... Okay. I'll be able to kill one of these Bolas slingers by trading. And then I can play the Amori. I think I'm in good shape here. They're out of gas in the tank. The only problem is the Bola Slingers make it kind of annoying to try and attack them back. I do want to chip in a little bit. That's an absurdly good draw. I guess I'm going to draw 3. And I can wild back escort the Karuga at some point. So I think they messed this up. If they double block like this, it's not going to go well for them. Because the way this works... never mind. They did it correctly. This is going to be a 3-3 still. Shoot. Okay. I will kill Shanna. But now I can get back this thing with the escort if I want to. Okay. Mm-hmm. I have so much to do with my mana. I think we're in good shape. Nice. We did it. I'm almost winning with poison. Because I was going to put him to 8 poison. Got the win. I will see you folks next round. Woohoo, we ranked up. Silver 2! See you folks next round. Welcome to another round. We will keep this hand. We just need 1 land, and it comes together perfectly. And you're pretty likely to hit your 3rd land. Ooh, he's companioning Yori on that spot. Let's go, we got there. Playing a bit of an aggressive strategy, it would seem. So we'll go Goreclaw into Karuga. Okay. You could just kill Goreclaw, but if Goreclaw survives, I'm in pretty good shape. I'm trying to remember what set Goreclaw was from. I think it was from like a core set or something. Was it from Ikoria? I don't think so. Maybe it was. It doesn't have the Ikoria like artworks thing, so I don't think it was. Which set had Goreclaw? Time for a little bit of mid-match Googling. Haha. Goreclaw. Terror of Goreclaw MTG. It was a core set. I was right. Wait, was it multiple core sets? Goreclaw. Core set 2019. I knew it was a core set. Yep. Let's go. Good work, Nikolai. Please don't kill my Goreclaw. Please don't kill my Goreclaw, because if you don't, I'll play Karuga, and then I'll be able to protect it. Yes! Yes! This game is over. I just drew 2 cards, played a 5/4, and I'm going to have my Angelic Interventions up. Oh my gosh. That's one heck of a turn. Oh my gosh. I just played a 12/12 Trampler on turn 5.
Should have killed Gorkla, buddy.
They're just dead next turn. I could just give protection from red, they can't block. Oh my gosh. Unless, of course, they have the, like, take control of my creature card, because then I just lose. That would be a funny way to lose the game, though. This is definitely the correct play, rather than playing around a random uncommon, because they'll hit me for 12, 13, 16, 17, 18. Oh, no, but they can crew this. So they hit me for 12, 13. No, but this thing has to attack. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Oh my gosh, they would be 1 point of damage off of killing me if they could steal the Imperiosaur. Let's go! Yes, Goreclaw, Terror of Calcesima. Oh, that was the most ridiculously broken turn maybe possible in this format. You know, I'll just cast Karuga for 3, draw 2 cards, convoke out an Ancient Imperiosaur, 12/12. Making my expensive guys cost 2 less is pretty good. Oh, that's amazing. They're just reading Ancient Imperiosaur like, what's this card's weakness? I don't understand. That's kind of what I would be doing if I was probably in there. She was like, ah, yes. Of course, it's just a 5 mana 12/12 with Trample and Ward 2. And the next turn I'll have Angelic Interventions to protect all my guys. Oh, man. Is my opponent roping? I wonder if they're thinking of a way to win. Like, if they have, like, some rare that I'm not thinking about. Or if they're just like, man, I was doing so well. The game was developing nicely. Imagine how sad this game would have been if I didn't hit my 3rd land for Skittering Surveyor. Oh, man. I was just being like, man, I'll have 2 mana up from Angelic Intervention. And then I played this thing for 2 mana. I tapped 2 lands. You know, just a classic 2 mana 12/12, convoke, trample, ward 2, you know. Oh my gosh. I think that might be dead. Yup. It's 13, 19, 25 trample damage. And if he has like a bounce spell, I can prevent it. I want to give this Death Touch because it'll deal 1 damage and then trample for the rest. I could have done that with this guy, but this guy's already so huge that I think they might just let him get through. And I wanted to make this guy bigger so they have to double block it if they did want to kill it. They're just dead, right? 13, 18. That's just 20 damage. I think they have the bounce spell that like costs 2 less to target an attacker. They're still dead. 13. 14, 15. 20. Look, I had all these. Woo! Got the win. that was fun. Sometimes you just play one of those games where you just utterly destroy your opponent, and it feels great. See you folks next round. Welcome to another round. We shall keep. We have a very good combo here. We're going to be making tons of Phyrexians because we can play this guy, then scroll shift this guy. And then that will trigger this thing, which will then make this thing better. And all these guys synergize so nicely. No, don't kill him! It's just an Inquisitor! Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisitor. Okay, thank goodness. Whew. I didn't even have to finish. Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition. No! Wait, why wouldn't they kill mine? Well, I'm a little bit perplexed, I must say. So the reason I'm not just immediately sundering this is because I will be able to target it, and that will give me another incubate token. Do they have a way to kill my Inquisitor? Nice. Attack! Bum, 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 bum. Yes. Oh, the Phyrexian army shall continue to grow. My opponent is not ready for this kind of challenge. The Tiller of Flesh. Oh, it's a beautiful piece of synergy. My uncommons are working together synergistically. Okay, I don't know why they're not killing with this thing. This is an artifact token. They could kill it. I'm going to do it to them. Maybe then they'll see the true power of the dark side. Okay, I'm going to first cycle this thing so I can keep hitting my land drops. I think that's important. Wait a second. Oh, non-token artifact. Yep, that's me. Sunder the Gateway is a problem card for me. I just don't read that card properly. Yep. I didn't read it properly. Yay! And this will transform into a bigger one. Yes, we won! Oh my gosh, Under the Gateway is gonna end me. This card has like so much extra text that I never read. Oh my gosh, non-token. I'm so sorry, opponent, for pretending like I had any understanding of what Sunder the Gateway. Gosh. Oh my god. You would think that the card that I had gotten the most feedback on what it does would be one that I took the time to reread again. But no, I'm still just like, oh yes, this is oh my gosh. I still like the card though, is the thing. Oh well, I'll see you folks next round. Welcome to another round. Our opponent has been playing this format enough to get into Platinum on their early access account. Low-key impressive. I'll say hello. I will salute my opponent for their efforts. Also, I am only going to be playing 5 rounds with this deck. It is a sweet deck, but oh my gosh, what a rip.
What a ripper-rooney off the old top of the library.
Death toucher. But I like it's the early in the early access event. There's only limited time to make videos and stuff, and so I will be doing this so that I can. Ooh, they kept it on top. Interesting. I will be doing it this way so that I can take advantage and get more drafts in, because I feel like you get a general sense for how the deck plays out and how the cards interact. And slowly but surely, I'm gaining an insight into how Sunder the Gateway works as well. But yeah, so all that stuff I'm figuring out. No, don't do it. Oh, man. Man! Hopefully they don't have a land on top. Yes. Just play my Renata, hope for the best. Bum 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 ba dum ba dum ba dum bum. Gotta be said, normally I'm not intimidated by rank, but if you're playing the early access event and you get to platinum, you're just grinding limited all the time. No! Sunder the Gateway taking me down! They don't really need lands anyway, it would seem. I kind of have some blocks now. I can block this guy, I can block there. I can seal from existence something. Then play Karuga, refill. Hmm. I'll just play Karuga and refill this turn. Draw 2 is still pretty good on your 5-4. And then I can deal with the Wary Thespian. Okay, that thing's definitely going to die. I know I could technically eat this thing for free, but I'm mostly just worried about Luris. This thing's less of a problem now because them getting extra lands doesn't really matter. Oh, that's a great draw. They have 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I can't quite convoke out the Imperiosaur this turn. That would be crazy if I could. Sure. They're building up a formidable army. So I'm going to convoke with this guy, this guy at least. It'll be a 12-12 then. Maybe I want to convoke with one more thing. I want to make sure I don't die to one removal spell. So if they kill this thing, I'll still have 2 blockers. And I can block like this guy, take like 7. Yeah, that's fine. Invoke, can invoke, can invoke, can invoke. Because this way, if they killed Karuga or something here, let's just say, and then attacked me, I'd have one blocker. They'd hit me for... I'd be able to block 3, and then they'd hit me for 2, 4, 6, 7, 9. I don't want to leave myself dead if they kill both my guys, though. And a 14/14 feels big enough. And then I'll take out Finn with my removal spell. No! That's unfortunate. Sure, I'll kill both. They'll get their extra surveil in. I did not expect a white card. That's... I guess I should have expected a white card, but... Yeah. Okay. Luckily, I have my Wildwood Escort. Oh, that card's gonna be great. What to get back? I could get back the Imperiosaur. Or I could draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. I have to imagine this is better. Yeah, and then I can flicker it to draw 5 more if I ever need to. Pretty good. You love me every day. Boom! Got the win. I was going to be bringing back that big old dinosaur. I had enough cards. I was going to be making a large dinosaur. It was going to be a... I was going to convoke for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the mana. So it was going to get 12 +1/+1 counters on it. Yeah, that was going to be an 18/18. Nice! Got another win. I will see you folks in the final round. Welcome to round 5. This is a great hand. 1-drop, 2-drop, Umori. Lutri's such a sick card, and this is a gorgeous piece of artwork. I love it. Lutri's a really cool companion because it just requires you to play a singleton deck, which most limited decks are pretty close to that anyway. We will continue the curve out. Blue-red will have some artifacts, probably, but getting a 2-mana 2/2 into play on turn 2 is just too good not to do. How? It rhymes! But the 2-mana 2/2 into play, it's too good not to do. Indeed.
Indubitably. Burnished Dune Stomper. At your service. No, I missed my cards. Why didn't they put... Oh, they would have had to discard a hand size or something? Four mana, 4/5, no big deal. Is my opponent going to cast a spell? That is the question. Cost 6. Are they missing a color? Oh. What's the dealio, bud? How is... Why didn't you cast any spells? Well, I think we're going to play one more round, because this one, my opponent didn't do anything. It's kind of an anticlimactic finish, so we'll play another one. Don't worry. We give the people what we want here on this channel. We all know everyone wants to watch me promoted to gold rank on the VIP account, because clearly that is going to give me the satisfaction that I've been craving in my entire life. I'm making a joke. That's a joke. Welcome to another round. We are on the draw again. We have Goreclaw, though. This is the same person we wrecked with Goreclaw last time. Maybe we could do it again. That would be amazing. They're back off to their aggressive ways. We even have the Karuga again. We're doing the exact same thing. If they don't kill my Goreclaw, I'm just gonna do the same exact thing. Oh, that's too funny. Oh, that's kind of scary. Okay. I will hold back their attacking forces with my Alabaster Host Sanctifier. Okay. No, with my... Yeah. Gain some life. I'm probably going to be taking a big hit here. Yep. To the sad day. That was a good draw. If it's not going to be a land to let me play my Alabaster Host Intercessor, might as well be something that lets me get my Goreclaw back. Give me the Goreclaw to free my soul. Wanna get a lot. Don't have a 6-drop, please. Pretty please with a cherry on top. I would like to draw land. Oh, no. That's not good. Well, I'm in trouble. Oh, we got trouble. Right here in River City. If I don't draw a land, I can't alabaster his old big guy. Yay! If this guy ever dies, I'm toast. I have to be able to hold up Angelic Intercession. I don't want this thing to die, because then they'll be able to put the Kami of Whispered Hopes, make that bigger. We're good drawing a few cards. Should be nice for me. This is going to be crazier. I'm actually going to choose instant so I can hold up my Angelic Intercession for just 1 mana. Actually, no, it'll be way better to play creature because I can play more creatures. 2 mana Karuga, no big deal. I think we're in pretty good shape here. I have to say, I think we're in good shape. Oh, gosh. I mean, we're 6-0, so we have to play the last round now. Once we win this one. If we do win this one. Hopefully we win this. I'm gonna get rid of the Historian, because that's the scariest card here for me. Seven, 13, 19, 27. 27 trample damage and then 2 normal damage. I think they're dead. Oh my god. Goreclaw leads to some broken turns. Goreclaw into Umori, into Karuga. Just... Yes, we made it to gold! Huge! The strategy! Okay, folks, we're going to play one more round. Even though this was a sick round to end on, potentially, we're 6-0. We can maybe get the perfect record, so we're going to go for it. I'll see you folks in the final round. Welcome to another round. On the play, we'll keep this. If we draw a plains, we're in good shape. We have 8 of them to curve into this guy, but we can just play Skittering Surveyor to get a plains. So if we like naturally rip one, we're in good shape. If we don't draw one, we're in okay shape too. Skittering Surveyor is just a good card. And then Daxos can buy us a lot of time when we start playing 2 white spells, maybe. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh. I'm scared. This guy is scary. He's scary! Umori can block him for a while, though, I presume. Umori, I presume. You presume too much. Ah, shoot. Maybe Umori's going to be less effective than I hoped. I'm trying to... Yeah, I'm trying to bait them into just bringing this guy back and, like, trying to make their guys big. Okay. I can't get past Umori. Yep. Interesting. I really want a triple block. So I shall. And I didn't want to do anything here because I wanted to hold up scroll shift in case they had a combat trick or something. But flipping this into a 3-3 would have been really good against this guy and against this guy. I'm not sure why they did that. Daxos is really, really good. Just gains me a lot of life. Really? You can't race Daxos. Protection from green, because then I can still target it with this if I need to. Did we get there? 7-0! Let's go! Undefeated! Huge! That's awesome. What a performance. That's what I imagine viewers at home are doing. The golf clap. Or they're just getting as excited as I am. You never know. Let's go. This was such a sick deck. This was such a sick run. We have so many cool cards. Goreclaw is like low-key awesome. I love Goreclaw. Oh my gosh. Just leads to some ridiculous stuff. Oh, this deck was awesome. 7-0. No big deal. Well, well, well. Let's do a breakdown of the deck. If you made it all the way till the end of this video, remember to hit that like button to let me know you enjoyed it. Comment with your questions, thoughts, and feedback. Subscribe for more draft content. And to let me know you made it all the way till the end of the video, in the comment section down below, leave hashtag what's it? Hashtag ridiculous turn to let me know you made it all the way to the end, because we had some truly ridiculous turns. And if you want to comment with what your favorite ridiculous turn was, maybe it was the turn where we drew 5 with Karuga, or we played him for 2 mana, or we played this guy on turn 5 as a 12/12, or we did some awesome stuff. So let me know what your favorite moment was, or maybe it was the comeback moment against the Kogla. You could also let me know you made it to the end by just leaving hashtag companion tribal, because we got 3 of the companions. We didn't play the Gigantha, sadly, but we did have a lot of them. Such a cool deck. Overall, a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed it. Huge shout out to Wizards of the Coast for giving me early access to this, an early access account for free, so I can make this video early for all of you folks to enjoy. And if you would like to support my content, you can do so via Patreon, patreon.com/NicolaiBolas, linked in the description. You can get access to my tier list for the set, other cool rewards, and also help the channel grow and thrive. That's going to do it for this video, though. I had so much fun making this video. I hope you enjoyed watching it, and I will talk to you next time.